Make sure the UV-Vis is plugged into the computer via USB and open up the UV-Vis software. This will pop up saying it is connected. Just exit out. If it is not connected, click on UV Photometer, go to COM Hub Setup, and change the RS-232 port to COM3. You can change the boundaries by clicking this wrench-shaped button and entering the values you want. From is the upper boundary, to is the lower boundary. Run your sample by clicking the red triangle here. Once it's done, it'll give you this message. Just press OK. You can change the display range by clicking this button and typing in the values you want to be displayed. The graph is shown here. The absorbance at each wavelength is shown on the right. Change the sample by simply sliding the rod until it clicks into place, and then click Run on the next sample. To change the color, use this drop-down menu to differentiate between the samples. The absorbance at each wavelength is shown on the right. You can switch between samples using this drop-down menu. You can print it, or if you need to, export the file. Go to File, Export, choose where you want to export it and name it. It will automatically save as an Excel file. You have to export each sample separately. To do a basic wavelength scan, put in your blank and then select basic mode by pressing Enter. The machine will blank automatically, but if you're not on the correct wavelength, you will need to then press Go to Wavelength. Then press Clear and type in your wavelength, then press Enter. The machine will then go to that wavelength and blank it again. This is how you want to put your cuvette in. Make sure that the clear sides are facing left or right as on screen. You can now put in your sample. The absorbance of your sample at your chosen wavelength is then shown on your spectrophotometer screen. If you're running multiple samples at once, you can put up to 4 in. Just use the slider to change to the different samples. If you want the absorbance over multiple wavelengths, go to the third option, Wavelength Scan, and press Enter. Then place all your samples into the holders. Make sure the clear side is facing left and right as shown on screen. To change the boundaries, press Setup, the first option. Scan From is the upper boundary. Type in your value and press Enter. Scan To is the lower boundary. Again, type in your value and press Enter. Keep Scan Step at 1 and Scan Speed on medium. To run your sample, press Start. To find a certain wavelength, press the third button by the screen. You can navigate using the left and right arrows. The absorbance is shown on top. To blank the machine, insert your blank and press the 100% T, 0 absorbance button. I then run the same sample and you'll see that the absorbance is 0 at all wavelengths. To run another sample, simply pull the rod and it'll click into place. Then press Start. To save your graphs one by one, insert a flash drive, press Save, type in the file name, press Enter, then open up the UV-Vis software. You will get an error code, just press OK. Go to File, Open, choose the thumb drive, go to the folder UVA, change file type to WAV, and find your file name. Change the display range by clicking this button. Type in the boundaries you want, then press OK. The absorbance at each wavelength is shown on the right. You can scroll through them to find a specific one. Open up your second file the same way. Both graphs are shown and you can navigate between the two by clicking the drop-down menu here.